Hello, I'm Sarah from Truth, Lies, Betrayal. Welcome to Horror After Dark. Turn down the lights, keep an open mind, and prepare for tonight's nightmare. Let's begin.
Every hotel has a room they don't rent. Ours was room 13. Management always claimed it was superstition. An old story. A rumor that refused to die. That's what they told guests whenever someone asked why the door remained locked. But after what happened to me, I learned the truth. It wasn't superstition. It was a warning. When I arrived at the Caldwell Inn outside Amarillo, Texas, I thought I was investigating another haunted hotel story. Just another local legend. Another article. Another assignment. 3 hours after entering room 13, I was screaming for help. And by then, it was already too late. Because whatever lived inside that room wasn't trying to scare people away. It wanted attention. And once it had yours, it never let go. Marcus Webb had built a career proving people wrong. For nearly 10 years, he had traveled across America investigating urban legends, haunted locations, and paranormal claims that attracted thousands of believers online. More often than not, he discovered perfectly ordinary explanations hiding behind extraordinary stories. Faulty wiring, old buildings settling, attention-seeking witnesses, manufactured myths designed to attract tourists. That reputation had made him popular. It had also made him a skeptic, which was exactly why his editor called him when rumors about the Caldwell Inn started gaining attention online. The motel sat on the outskirts of Amarillo, Texas, just off a lonely stretch of highway that most travelers passed without noticing. According to local stories, one room inside the building had remained sealed for over a decade, room 13. The internet was full of theories. Some claimed guests disappeared there. Others believed people who stayed inside suffered mental breakdowns. A few insisted something in the room was still alive. Marcus dismissed most of it immediately. Every haunted location had stories. Most of them weren't true. Still, the article promised good traffic, and good traffic meant another paycheck. 3 days later, Marcus pulled into the Caldwell Inn parking lot. The motel looked exactly like dozens of others scattered across rural America. A faded neon sign flickered near the road. The paint was peeling from sections of the exterior. Several windows looked decades old. Nothing about the building appeared particularly frightening. If anything, it looked forgotten. Marcus grabbed his equipment bag and headed toward the front office. A small bell rang when he entered. The lobby felt strangely outdated. Wood-paneled walls, old photographs, a grandfather clock ticking softly in the corner. Behind the front desk stood an older man in his 60s. His name tag read, Walter Green, the motel manager. Walter offered a polite smile. "You must be Marcus." Marcus nodded. "That's me." Walter extended his hand. "I've been expecting you." After a few minutes of paperwork and casual conversation, Marcus finally asked the question he had come for. Room 13. The smile immediately disappeared from Walter's face. For the first time since arriving, Marcus noticed genuine discomfort in the man's expression. Walter glanced toward a hallway beyond the lobby, then back at Marcus. "Most people leave that room alone." Marcus laughed. "That's kind of why I'm here." Walter didn't laugh back. An uncomfortable silence followed. Eventually, he reached beneath the counter and removed a small brass key. Unlike the motel's electronic key cards, this one looked ancient. The metal appeared worn from age. Walter placed it on the counter. For several seconds, neither man touched it. "You really want to stay there?" Walter asked. Marcus shrugged. "It's a room." Walter slowly shook his head. "No." His voice became noticeably quieter. "It's not." For the first time that day, Marcus felt a small flicker of curiosity. Not fear. Curiosity. People could fake stories. They couldn't always fake discomfort. "What happened in there?" Marcus asked. Walter sighed. "A lot of things." "What kind of things?" The manager hesitated, then looked directly at him. "The kind people stop talking about." Marcus smiled. Exactly the answer he expected from someone helping maintain a local legend. A few minutes later, he was walking down the motel corridor toward room 13. The hallway seemed darker than the rest of the building. older somehow. The carpet was worn. The wallpaper had begun peeling near the ceiling. Room 13 sat at the very end. Unlike the other doors, it looked untouched. No recent paint, no modern lock, just a faded wooden door with a brass number attached to the center. Marcus set down his equipment: camera, audio recorder, laptop, extra batteries. Then he inserted the key. The lock clicked. The door slowly opened. A stale odor drifted into the hallway. Dust, old wood, something else he couldn't identify. Marcus stepped inside. The room was surprisingly ordinary. A bed, nightstand, bathroom, television, a mirror mounted on the wall opposite the bed. Nothing appeared unusual. Nothing appeared haunted. He immediately began filming. Recording room dimensions, furniture placement, environmental conditions. The same routine he followed during every investigation. For nearly an hour, absolutely nothing happened. No sounds, no movement, no cold spots, nothing. Marcus couldn't help smiling. This was exactly what he expected. Eventually, he set up a digital recorder on the nightstand, then began asking questions. Questions he knew would never receive answers. Is anyone here with me? Silence. Can you hear me? Nothing. Did something happen in this room? Again, silence. Marcus stopped recording. Satisfied. Another myth. Another article. Then something caught his attention. The mirror. For a brief second, he thought he saw movement behind him. A dark shape, gone almost instantly. Marcus turned. The room was empty. He looked back at the mirror. Nothing. He frowned. Lack of sleep, probably. The drive from Dallas had been longer than expected. He returned to work, but throughout the afternoon, the mirror continued bothering him. Every few minutes, he caught himself glancing toward it, checking, watching, waiting. By sunset, frustration replaced curiosity. He still had no evidence, no story, nothing worth publishing. Then the recorder activated by itself. Marcus immediately looked toward the nightstand. The device's red light was blinking, recording. He was certain he hadn't touched it. Slowly, he picked it up. Maybe a malfunction, maybe low batteries. Still, he played back the audio. At first, he heard only static, then his own voice. Is anyone here with me? Silence followed. Several seconds passed. Marcus prepared to stop the recording. Then he heard something else. A second voice. Extremely faint, barely audible, but unmistakably there. Marcus froze. The voice didn't sound human. Not exactly. It sounded distant, distorted, like someone speaking from another room, or beneath the floor. His pulse quickened. He replayed the section again and again. Each time, the same voice appeared, responding immediately after his question. For the first time all day, Marcus felt genuine unease. The room suddenly seemed smaller, quieter, watching him. He quickly checked the equipment for interference. Nearby signals, radio contamination, anything. Nothing explained the recording. Hours passed. Darkness settled outside. The motel corridor became silent. Most guests had already retreated to their rooms. Marcus sat alone on the edge of the bed, listening to the recording repeatedly, trying to identify the voice, trying to understand what it said. Then he heard it. A sound beneath the floorboards. Scratch. Marcus looked down. The noise stopped. A few seconds later, it came again. Scratch. Slow. Deliberate, like something moving underneath the room. His heart began beating faster. The sound continued. Not loud, not aggressive, just enough to make one thing terrifyingly clear. Something was down there, and whatever it was, it had just gotten his attention. Marcus replayed the recording for nearly an hour. The strange voice remained there every single time. No matter how many times he adjusted the volume or filtered the audio, the result never changed. Something had answered him. The problem was that he couldn't understand what it was saying. Outside, night had completely swallowed the motel. The hallway beyond room 13 sat in absolute silence. Even the distant sounds of traffic seemed gone. For the first time since arriving, Marcus considered leaving. Not because he believed in ghosts, because something about the room felt wrong. The sensation was difficult to explain. It felt less like being watched and more like being studied. as if something invisible was patiently observing every thought inside his head. The scratching beneath the floor returned, this time louder. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Marcus grabbed his flashlight and dropped to one knee. The sound seemed directly beneath the bed. He pressed his ear against the floorboards. Silence. Then suddenly, a loud thump erupted below him. Marcus jumped backward. His heart nearly stopped. The room fell silent again. Several moments passed before he slowly stood. Whatever was beneath the floor had stopped moving, but the feeling remained. That overwhelming sensation that he wasn't alone. Trying to distract himself, Marcus opened his laptop and continued researching the motel's history. What he found disturbed him far more than the noises. Over the past 80 years, 7 guests connected to room 13 had disappeared without explanation. No bodies, no suspects, no answers. 2 additional guests had died inside the room. Both deaths had been ruled suicides. Both victims had left behind journals. And according to archived police reports, those journals contained nearly identical entries. Each person claimed they had begun hearing voices nobody else could hear. Marcus felt a chill crawl up his spine. The similarities were impossible to ignore. Then he discovered the oldest incident. A traveling preacher named Samuel Voss had checked into the motel after returning from a remote region of New Mexico. Several newspaper articles mentioned rumors surrounding Voss. Locals claimed he had participated in strange rituals. Others believed he had become obsessed with communicating with something he referred to only as the messenger. 3 weeks after arriving at the motel, Samuel Voss was found dead inside room 13. The official cause was suicide, but witnesses reported something strange. Every mirror inside the room had been shattered. Marcus stared at the screen, then slowly looked toward the mirror mounted across from the bed. The glass reflected the room perfectly. Nothing appeared unusual. Nothing appeared wrong. Yet he couldn't shake the feeling that something was standing just beyond the reflection, watching, waiting. Suddenly, his recorder activated again. The red recording light flashed. Marcus grabbed the device. This time, he spoke directly into it. "What do you want?" Silence. Several seconds passed. Then a voice emerged from the speaker. Clearer than before. Closer. Marcus's blood turned cold. The voice wasn't answering his question. It was repeating his name. Marcus. The room instantly felt smaller. The air heavier. Marcus backed away from the recorder. Every rational explanation he'd been holding onto suddenly felt fragile. Then came another sound. Not beneath the floor. Behind him. From the mirror, Marcus slowly turned. For a split second, he saw a figure standing inside the reflection. Tall, thin, motionless. Its face impossible to make out. Then it vanished. The mirror showed only his own reflection again. Marcus stumbled backward, breathing heavily. His hands were shaking now. Not because he had seen a ghost, because deep down he knew what had just happened. The room wasn't haunted. The room was affecting him. Just like the journals. Just like the missing guests. Just like everyone before him. Room 13 didn't attack people physically. It attacked perception, thoughts, memories, reality itself. The longer someone stayed inside, the harder it became to separate truth from hallucination. Marcus suddenly understood why so many victims never escaped. They stopped trusting their own minds. A few minutes later, he packed his equipment and left the room. He didn't stop to collect additional evidence. He didn't finish the investigation. He simply walked away. The motel manager was waiting in the lobby when Marcus appeared. Walter took one look at him and sighed. "You saw something." Marcus remained silent. Walter nodded slowly. "Everyone does." Neither man spoke for several seconds. Finally, Marcus asked the question that had been haunting him. "What's in that room?" Walter looked toward the dark hallway. His expression became distant, almost sad. Then he quietly replied, "I don't think it's in the room." Marcus frowned. "What do you mean?" Walter's answer followed immediately. "I think the room is where it finds people." Marcus left the Caldwell Inn before sunrise. The article was never published. The recordings were never released, and room 13 remained sealed. But months later, while reviewing old investigation files, Marcus noticed something that still keeps him awake at night. Hidden beneath the static on every recording, the voice wasn't saying his name. It was saying, "Welcome back."
Hi, it's me, Sarah. The story may be over, but some nightmares never truly end. If you enjoyed tonight's episode, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to join us for more terrifying stories here on Horror After Dark. And remember, sometimes the things that scare us most aren't hiding in the dark. They're already inside the house. Good night, and sleep carefully.